Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video. I'm Babsy. And enough with the slow and dragged out fitting guides that never get to the point. Today, we're gonna discuss some basic things around fitting your ship. The general rule of thumb when fitting your ship for PvE is to take advantage of the ship bonuses. If that wasn't obvious enough. But some people tend to miss it. I've seen it. If you have bonuses towards using missiles, you should use missiles. Pretty straightforward. I'm not saying that you can't fit other weapon types. You can. You definitely can. But that wouldn't really benefit you. There are some exceptions. Drone boats, for example, usually only gets bonus to drones. But you will still have high slots to fill. And here you can pretty much just go bananas and use whatever you want, as long as you have the required skills trained. The most optimal would be to use missiles or cannons. Why? Because they don't use any cap when you activate them. And this will let you ease up on your cap and probably have more juice left for your tank. So, the high slots is pretty much your weapon slots. While the med slots is for your electronic warfare and drones. Depending on how many med slots your ship has, you either fit 1 or 2 webs. This is to slow down the enemy ships, so you will have an easier time hitting them, especially the smaller ships. If you're using missiles, you can swap out a web for a target painter. The target painter benefits missiles more than compared to a turret ship in most cases. In some occasions, it's also good to fit a scrambler. Now you might ask, why would I want to warp scramble an NPC? Well, that's not really the point. The point here is the scrambler also turns off the micro warp drive, and therefore making it an easier target to hit. Fitting a Nosferatu is also a pretty popular thing to fit, since this will help you keeping your cap alive. If you're having problems with your cap management, you can always use more Nosferatus, if your mid slots allows for it. The low slots is for your tank, your prop mods, and your damage mods. If you're flying anything below battleship, I would suggest that you fit an Afterburner to help you reduce some of the incoming damage. This is also known as speed tanking. Battleships won't really benefit from speed tanking like a smaller ship. If you are fitting a battleship, you can consider skipping the Afterburner and go for more damage or more tank. Unless you are flying a close-range battleship, then you might actually need an Afterburner after all, so you can actually have a chance to reach your targets before you're getting too old for the game. Remember not to use a micro warp drive. Well, I guess in some rare occasions a micro warp drive could be pretty good, but not in this scenario, because this will make your ship even bigger when you activate it by increasing your signature radius. If you are unlucky, the NPCs will blow your ship up. Because the bigger your signature radius is, the easier you will get hit. Especially if you are trying to fly away or towards something. So don't do that. The Afterburner won't make your ship bigger. Though you will not be as fast as a ship fitted with micro warp drive, but bigger ships will have a really hard time hitting you. If you are orbiting under or above their optimal range. If you are uncertain to what optimal ranges of the different weapons are, I would suggest that you look through the market at different weapons just to get a feel about their range. It's easily done by just checking the info on the weapons. When it comes to missiles, a ship with an Afterburner will take less damage per hit, because missiles kinda never miss unless you go out of range. You will take less damage based on the explosion velocity and the explosion radius. But there is so much information about this, and it's actually quite complex. You can look it up. But without going too deep in this, if you're using an Afterburner, you will take less damage from missiles, pretty much. There are 2 different types of tanks. You either armor tank or shield tank. Whatever you choose, it doesn't matter. Both are pretty equal. As long as you choose the right resistant hardeners. So you don't basically choose a shield hardener when you are armor repping. That wouldn't really make sense, would it? No? Right? Good! The tanking is pretty straightforward. It's nothing out of the ordinary. You can often oversize your repper depending on how much power grid you have on your ship. You can also use rigs to increase your power grid to be able to use bigger modules. Just a tip. As for the rig slots though, they are kinda up to your imagination. If you feel like you need more tank, obviously you should fit more tanking rigs. And if you want more damage, you just basically fit damage rigs. Remember that having a lot of damage is also a tank in a way. Killing stuff fast means that you don't have to tank their damage for that much time. Okay? Let's just quickly talk about fittings for PvP as well, because usually that's a different story. It takes a bit more thinking and a bit more thoughts. But basically, all you need is tackle, a scrambler or a disruptor. Otherwise, your target will just warp away if they don't want to fight or if they are about to lose. Unless they're fitted with stabs, because then people just warp off, okay? Then you also have a wide option of electronic warfare. Everything from draining your target's cap with energy newts or tracking disrupting turret ships to make them less likely to hit you. There's a lot of options here. And some ships do also get bonuses to different types of electronic warfare. Maybe there will be a new video in the future purely dedicated on how to fit your PvP ship and what to think of when it comes to PvP. If you want some tips or tricks regarding PvP gameplay, I would suggest that you take a look at my Flying Solo series. This is where I go on a solo roam, doing my best to survive. And usually I die, but usually I kind of kill some people as well. Yeah. Hopefully this video will help you out with your fitting questions. If you have any other questions regarding your fit, let me know in the comments. Remember that fitting is not hard. Just look at what you got and fit it accordingly. And oh, by the way, don't ever mix weapon systems and you either shield or armor tank. That's it. Period.
And I see you guys again.
What? What was that? Sheev?
What's wrong with that ending?
Come on, man. This is my video. Get out of here. If you guys enjoy this video, feel absolutely free to leave a like. And as always, if you're new here, you can also consider subscribing because that helps me out and you will get a little notification when I release a new video. You guys have an awesome day, night, or evening, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Goodbye!